shift in global defense policy because NATO leaders have agreed to boost defense spending to 5% of GDP, responding to growing threats from Russia and terrorism. Now, the announcement came at the NATO summit in The Hague, where leaders reaffirmed their commitment to mutual defense and vowed to protect citizens, defend the alliance, and safeguard democracy. Now, the new target includes 3.5% for core defense and 1.5% for related investments, that is. Notably, aid to Ukraine will also count toward this spending benchmark. Now, the plan will be reviewed in 2029, marking one of NATO's move in decades. US President Donald Trump also spoke on the Russia-Ukraine war and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Let's listen in to what he said.
Two others, in addition to that, nobody's ever done anything like this. No, I consider him a person that's, I think, been misguided. I'm very surprised, actually. I thought we would have had that settled easy. I've settled 4 of them in the meantime. But he did call up, but he said, you know, he's close to Iran. He'd like to help us get a settlement. I said, no, you help me get a settlement with you, with Russia. And I think we're going to be doing that, too. Yeah, please. Go ahead, please.
Now, speaking at the NATO summit in the Netherlands, US President Donald Trump also made a huge announcement saying that the US and Iran will talk next week. Now, Trump also controversially compared the outcome of the June 22nd airstrikes to the decisive end of World War II when the US dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That ended the war, he said. I don't want to use the example of Hiroshima. I don't want to use the example of Nagasaki. But that was essentially the same thing. That's what Trump said. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign ministry spokesman Ismail Baghei confirmed today that the country's nuclear facilities had been badly damaged in American strikes over the weekend. Let's listen in to what Trump had to say about that.
At a site like that, very, very hard to build, very, very hard, very expensive. They spent trillions of dollars trying to do this thing, and they didn't come up with it. And we're actually getting along with them very well right now. But had we not succeeded with that hit ended the war. That hit ended the war. I don't want to use an example of Hiroshima. I don't want to use an example of Nagasaki. But that was essentially the same thing. That ended that war. This ended that with the war. If we didn't take that out, they'd be fighting right now. The way I look at it, they fought, the war's done, and you know, I could get a statement that they're not going to go nuclear. We're probably going to ask for that, but they're not going to be doing it. But they're not going to be doing it anyway. They've had it. They've had it. Now, maybe someday in the future we'll want that. But I've asked Marco, do you want to draw, I just asked him the question as we were walking on the stage, do you want to draw up a little agreement for them to sign? Because I think we can get them to sign it. I don't think it's necessary.